Washing your car properly is probably the single most important step that you can do for a successful PPF install. If your car is dirty, you're going to have a difficult time for the film to stick on the surface, and it's just not going to last as long. So this is going to be a little bit long module, but I want you to stick with me and pull through. But before we get started, let's talk about where to wash your car. If you have an indoor facility or you can wash indoors, that's the best way, but most of you won't have that. So if you're like me, you're going to be washing it outdoors. If you're washing it outdoors, make sure your car is parked in a shaded area, or you can wash it in the morning before the sun is out, or at the end of the day, like what we're doing right now. The other thing is, if it's an overcast day, that's actually one of the perfect times to wash your car. And the reason why we're doing that is because if the sun is beating down on the car, when you put your cleaning solutions on, it's going to dry. And when you dry, before you even get to it. So when that happens, it's just going to be a much more difficult process for you to prep your vehicle. So just make sure it's in the right place, and it'll make your work a lot easier. So let's talk about everything that we're going to be doing to the car before we even lay film on the vehicle. So the first step is going to be, we're going to do a full wash, and we're going to be using our car wash shampoo, and we're going to get rid of that first level surface contaminants and get it ready. Okay, the next step is we're going to be doing another wash, but this time we're going to be using our degrease, and it's also called prep. And the reason we're doing this is if you have wax or some sort of sealant, we're pretty much stripping that off and getting it to more of an OEM paint surface so that we can get it ready and lay film on. The next step is we're going to take that further, and we're going to do clay bar. And we have a fine grade clay bar, and since you've already done those two steps before you even got to that, you're going to make sure that you're not scratching your car when you do this process. And this will get rest of the contaminants on the surface paint, or the paint surface, and it'll ensure that so this step will make sure that you get the rest of the contaminants off the paint surface, and it'll just make it easier for your install. Okay. The next step is we're going to rinse off every solution out just one more time, and then after that, we're going to dry the vehicle and make sure that it's ready to go. And lastly, we're going to do something called edge prep. We're going to grab microfiber and your tack solution, your alcohol, and we're going to go over the edges so that it really holds when you wrap over the edges, for example, like in the hood. So let's get into it.